I'm on the name brand Zepbound, and I do have a pen. So it is actually splitting the pen. It's not compound. It's not out of a vial. First, I have to say, I'm not condoning this or saying that people should do this. I am just saying that my doctor is the one who recommended it to me. Now, I'm an OG. I've been in this community GLP-1 for a long time, and I try to stay out. Somehow, I'm always on the outside of the drama. But there was a huge drama, if you weren't here and you don't know, about people talking about doing this very thing. And I was on the side of like, yeah, that doesn't sound really smart. Because we're not doctors, we're not in a sterile environment, we don't know what we're doing, right? And I had not heard of any actual doctor recommending this when people were talking about it back in 2022. But my doctor, she does this herself, and she recommends it for people who are like me on maintenance and don't need that big high pen, or who can't afford the name brand and they're needing to split up their dosage to get a smaller dosage at a cheaper rate. So can it be done safely? Yes. That's why she's recommending it. The way that you would do that is you would use a sterile vial. So you would buy a sterile vial. You would take your pen and you would put it in that sterile vial. So inject it in there. Then you would buy sterile syringes. Use a sterile syringe to withdraw the amount for your new dose. And use a new sterile syringe every time until that pen in the vial is gone. For example, if you had a 15 milligram pen and put that into a sterile vial, you wanted to do 5 milligrams, you would take out a third of what was put in there, would give you the 5 milligram dosage. Do that 3 total times. That 15 milligram dosage is gone, split up into 5 milligram portions. The reason this is scary, and I feel like I have to say this, I'm not saying people can't do it if your doctor is okay with it, but the reason why people are so worried about on the internet is because you can't eat out of everybody's kitchen. If you know what I mean, that saying. So some people, people could do it and not be sterile and not be clean about it. They could cause bacteria to get into the medication and then be inserting that into their bodies. Also, some people just can't math. And I know this from people that have been on compound, didn't understand the directions and overdosed themselves. So if you didn't understand how the milligram versus the milliliters, like that whole thought process works, you might not know how much to take if you're only wanting 5 milligrams out of a 15 milligram pen. So this is something that should be done with caution. And if your doctor says it's okay, and that way you can ask your doctor, okay, so this is this many milliliters, it's a 15 milligram pen, you want me to take X number of milligrams and split it up, how many milliliters am I going to put into my syringe? If you can't math it and you don't have a doctor to math it, I agree with the people in 2022 saying that's scary. So I am talking about it because it is something that people do, because some people are paying full price for these pens. Their insurance does not cover it. So it does make economic sense to do so. But please be clean and safe and sterile and talk to a doctor just to be safe, And if you are that person where we can't eat at your house, maybe you just don't do that because